A guy rejects you if you are not firm in who you are and your beliefs and being in your best, better self of you in your boss ass era. What ends up happening is that you soon start to question that the reason that they rejected you has something to do with your worth. It has something to do with your value, but it doesn't. Do not put into question that you are not pretty enough. Do not put into question that you are not lovable. If it is one thing that a high valued woman doesn't do, is that a high valued woman does not chase a man. And this can even apply to all women in general. She's just not meant to chase a man. When love is not expressed correctly, your insecurities follow through on that. Meaning you will tend to believe that I have to chase the man. You will tend to believe that you must chase the man. I think in the same way sometimes what ends up happening when you're trying to create your desired reality, when you're trying to go after the career you want, or when you're trying to climb up the corporate ladder, or when you're trying to build a business, you see this devotion in women. You see this resistance, perseverance, consistency. They're gonna strive for what they want, and sometimes that is often confused or misplaced with men. And what ends up happening is that whether it came from family issues, from daddy issues, mommy issues, past relationships that made you believe you are not lovable, that is one of the many main reasons to why a woman feels the need that she has to chase a man. That chase has a lot to do with your insecurities. And I always like to think of it like a mirror is not now necessarily on the chase itself. It's underneath the chase. It's underneath what's going on. It's underneath of thinking, what are you believing about yourself? Why do you feel the need that you have to chase him? Is it the end of the world if you decide to chase this man? What is it about you that's making you say, I have to have this man? Or why do you want to just get the chase? And I always think it's a lot. It has to do a lot with your insecurities. We all come from a broken past, or we all come from we all have our broken story, but that does not mean you have to chase the man. And that's why you really have to focus on the law of attraction, is focusing your energy on what you want to attract. Your focus right now is of chasing on that man and proving something to yourself or the world, and it's not that. You're not going to be satisfied. Think of it like a threshold line. You chasing and then you meet that threshold line. It's just going to go back down because at the end of the day, you didn't work on what was beneath the surface. You were working on what was on the outer surface. So it really has to do on what you're focusing on. If your energy is on chasing that man, you won't be satisfied. If your energy is on what you want to attract and who you are and your self-value and your alignment, if you know and you're aware of what your intentions are and the relationship that you want and the man that you want, and you're setting forth those clear intentions, that relationship naturally it will come. It will definitely come. It's 100%. It's no doubt. It's no doubt. But there's a lot that has to be worked underneath. Focus on yourself. And it's so easier said than done. And I always like to magnify a keyword. And the keyword I would like to magnify here is focus. Because at the end of the day, it started with you believing that you have to chase, or believing that a woman has to chase after a man. If he likes you, he will go after you. But in the same time as you are desiring a quality man, you must become yourself a quality woman. You must yourself become a woman of high value, a quality woman. Be secure in who she is, because you are not meant to be chasing after him. What I always like to put it this way: a woman should choose the man that she wants, but not chase the man that she wants. Meaning you make him know that you are interested in him. You give him signals that you are interested in him. Sometimes you have to be aware how you're giving those signals, because sometimes those signals can be weak, sometimes they need a strong signal. Apart from those signals, ending on those signals, they still decide you're just not it. You're just not it for them. Then you're just not it for them. And your values should be comprised in who you are. But what ends up happening is that someone who leads with insecurity will start to question her value, or will start to put her gaze on what she's attracted to. Let me tell you this. When you chase after a man and you have that desperate energy that you are chasing after a man that is of quality, do you think that man of quality would want a woman to be chasing after him? Do you think it's something that he wants to sense on his part, on his end? I don't think so. And what ends up so happening that when a guy rejects you, if you are not firm in who you are and your beliefs and being in your best, better self of you in your boss ass era, what ends up happening is that you soon start to question that the reason that they rejected you has something to do with your worth. It has something to do with your value, but it doesn't. When a man rejects you, he just wasn't meant for your season. He's just not meant for you right now. 2, he's probably not it. 3, you guys are on different vibration wavelengths. And 4, a lot has to do that some doors get closed in your seasons and they remain closed in that season, and some get open for a reason. And when a door gets closed, a high valued woman won't ask the questions that will only deflect on her, but will probably consider the fact that maybe this man wasn't meant for me in my season. Maybe he just wasn't meant for me. When God closes a door in your life, if the forces of the universe intervene from a relationship forming in your season, or perhaps the guy that you decided you were attracted to, but he ended up rejecting you, if the forces of the universe decided it's just not it, shouldn't you contemplate on the reason for why the relationship did not come about to be? What I'm trying to say is that a woman who is of high value does not question her self-worth when a man rejects her. She puts into these questions that says, 1, my season, 2, the vibrations, 3, this door was meant to stay closed. But a woman who is led with insecurity does not ask those questions. The questions are asked, am I lovable? Is there something wrong? Am I beautiful enough? What did I do wrong? It starts to bounce on what you did wrong, and suddenly in your brain you're telling yourself, oh, I'm insufficient, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not pretty enough. Well, at the same time, you're creating doubt and disbelief, and you're discrediting who you are, and your self-worth is really put into jeopardy when it comes to this. It's really understanding that when a man rejects you, it is not about you. Do not put into question that you are not pretty enough. Do not put into question that you are not lovable enough. But how about start to put into question on why in this season the relationship did not come to be? Why was it not formed? Why was that door closed? Start to question things, because an insecure woman will go on that. And so when she goes on that, she'll suddenly start to believe, oh yeah, maybe you are not lovable enough. And that's where the chase comes in. Oh yeah, maybe I'm just not pretty enough. And that's where the chase comes. When you're chasing something and you're filled with this desperate energy, the ones who will take advantage of that are narcissist, misogynistic men and egocentric men. And let me tell you, a man is to enhance your life, not be the key to survival. So when an egocentric man or misogynistic man sees that you are desperate, you are attracting that type of man because they would love to manipulate. And what would happen is that you would probably fall into that relationship without not knowing he's egocentric, misogynistic, or he's a narcissist, and coming out on the other end worse than you came into that relationship because you decided to chase a man instead of realizing your self-worth, your value, and being upheld by those standards that you set in place and attracting the right man, a man that is of quality. That is what you should get when you do that. I was reading the book of the 48 Laws of Power, and in that it was talking about boldness. He mentioned one of the leaders. I totally forgot what the leader was, but he mentioned one of the leaders, Casanova, I believe. Yes, Casanova. When he was courting women, there was a charm to him. There was a chase. He was doing the chase, and in the chase, there is a charm. When a man decides that he is attracted to you, he will chase you because he is in his masculine energy. But when a man decides to reject you, and let's say in the beginning he did seem interested, but all of a sudden at some point in time he was like, I'm just not interested in you, the charm gets broken off. Rejection gives the time for you to make a quality assessment of the man, and rejection breaks the charm effect. So as I was telling you that Casanova was chasing all this woman, he was determined, first of all, yeah, because he's in his masculine energy. There's this charm that when a man is courting you, whatever little baby red flags you would see as a big major red flags, you will dismiss when he is trying to court you because there's this charm effect going on. But when he rejects you, suddenly that charm is broken. That when you are rejected, you can assess the quality of the man. A dinner plate is being served. You obviously see that maybe that's not, it looks like a good plate, but that's not the plate you ordered. That is not the plate that you ordered. So what you got to do is you got to send that plate back. You're saying, sure, define on your standards and define on what you uphold and the beliefs that you have set in front of you about yourself, bending at that will and saying, sure, I'll have this plate, and you eat the plate, you eat the dinner, you eat the food on the plate. Suddenly it's not that good because that's not what you asked for. It's not what you asked for. So why didn't you send the plate in the first place? You should always uphold to those standards that you have set before you and the beliefs that you have about yourself. So rejection allows you to assess the quality of the man, and rejection also allows you to to see the red flags in which the charm ceased. When it comes to feminine energy, there's always this counterpart, right? And that's masculine energy. And so when you're wanting to know, well, what is feminine energy? What is masculine energy? Well, what do we know about masculine energy? We know that men back in the old days, like literally, like in the old cougar times, men biologically, the way they're built, upper body, right, they're stronger, and a woman is more better when it comes to childbearing, right? So what would happen back in the old age days is that the man would go out and hunt. He would chase. Biologically, why? Because he was strong, but also because he was in his masculine energy. He has matured. So a man who's in his masculine energy, he is secure, he knows what he wants, he'll go after it. So babe, why are you doing the job of a man? Why do you want to do the chase? If it's a man's job, like, he will find satisfaction of the chase. He likes to drive. He wants the achievement. If he has set forth in his mind that he wants you, he's gonna go after you. No doubt about it. You know, whether your signals of telling him that you were interested or not were like weak or not, like, no, he will go after you. Even if you have rejected him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, he will go after you. If he's really dedicated and saying, I want this girl, there's no question about it. Naturally, the right relationships will come into your life. Notice the keyword naturally. It's not forced. You see, when you're desperate for something, it's not even just like for a man or just wanting to achieve something. There's just this desperation that's just like, it's not good for you. It's not good for your soul. It takes away from your belief. It takes away from your peace of mind. You can't think clearly in the sense of, this is exactly what I want. You can't do that. Not when you're desperate. But what a feminine energy, a woman who's in her feminine energy, she's all about flow. She's all about accepting and receiving. And when she accepts, when she's in this state in accepting and receiving, she's in tune with her inner wisdom. You are not in tuned in your inner wisdom if you're just chasing and you're doing his job. Be in your feminine energy. Stay true to who you are. And that's going on to the next point, which is define the law of attraction. The law of attraction is focusing on the energy you want to attract. Let me repeat this again. It's focusing on the energy you want to attract. Like, imagine this. Let's say you chase the man. You have the man. What is his energy like? How is your energy like? Are you depleted? Is this the relationship that you want? Congratulations, you accomplished it. You chased him. You have him. But something's off. It's not the right relationship. Why? Because you decided, I'm gonna chase him. And let me tell you, when you chase after a man, you lose your sense of self-value. And you defy the law of attraction. The law of attraction is using the energy, having that energy, focusing on the energy, on what you want to attract. If you want a man that is of quality, a quality man, you're gonna get a quality of man, not by chasing him. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and for lending the ear and for listening. I appreciate it. If you guys have any comments, anything you guys want to talk about, by all means leave it down in the comments or comment in social media. I'll be linking down my TikTok and my Instagram if you guys want to go follow me on there. Totally up to you. Feel free, feel not. I think if it's one thing in life that everyone should learn, is that if there is an experience of someone that I can take from and learn from it, and without me having to go to that painful experience, I will take it. So take from experience, take information, never close yourself off. You make the decision on what you want to consume and what you want to let go. You make the decision in what you want to focus on and what you don't want to focus on, and just know that everything is up to you. You are deeply loved. I love you, my girly really tall pops, and I thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Double dab and peace.